Hey guys, I went all Hollywood. Do I need these? Yes, not really. Uh, just got off the show off on Pops, so go check that out. We talked about Joe Kubert. We talked about uh, what's coming up next week, John Buscema. So you won't want to miss that. Uh, yeah, hopefully we'll going through StreamYards again here for the second time. Wow, we're setting a precedent. So we'll be going through there since then. So anybody comes in here, we'll want to have them on as a guest, you know. Tomorrow on the 4 o'clock shadow will be a first. We'll have Miss Rena uh, talking about Black Rhapsody. We talked about that last night, early this morning, Sunday morning. Hope you're having a great weekend. But, we'll be having a broadcast of Miss Rena tomorrow at 4 o'clock on the 4 o'clock shadow show. I'm going to share this video while people file in because I can do it. I can do it. Now that Good Stuff's got it, this is going to be the long version. But here pretty soon, uh, I'll have a shorter version to put at the beginning of each show. But till then, we're going to share this and let you enjoy it. And we'll get started. How's that? So here we go. And there we go. I boomered that, but hey, it's good to see Gray Man in here and Rerum Trading. It's good to see you guys and Apex Comics. Yeah, we had a great interview with Miss Rena on his show early this morning, Saturday at midnight, early Sunday morning. Had Jason Bascom on, talked to him. Had just other guests on there. It was great time. So go over there and check out. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you for the views. There's Tree Goblin coming in. Hey, Tree Goblin, all the way from the UK, and the Gray Man's from the UK. My second largest viewership is from the UK. So thanks, guys, for coming on in. If you haven't checked out Pops Van Zant on Sundays, we have the show offs with Texas Dave Houston, who shows off some of his collection in the UK, and I show off some of mine here in America. So if you've not checked the show offs, it's under Pops Van Zandt, I guess, or comics. I don't know what it's under. I probably should know, but anyway, check it out. Look up show offs, or you know, anyway, we have a great show there. We talked about Joe Kubert and featured some production art done by Joe Kubert. Some of the different production pieces that I have, Adler's, which are all going to be DC covers, and because that's all that he saved. Wonderful early pool stuff like this that doesn't even have issue numbers on it. Wonderful joke. This got to be one of my favorites just because of the color. It's checker top cover or checker go cover, and other approval covers that's been printed, and then also untrimmed approval covers, like for this Challenge the Unknown, which is an early pool that doesn't even have everything on it. But this one does. This one does, which is actually my friend's. But this other one I showed was one that doesn't have the wording or the issue number or other vital information on it, and it's colored black instead of white here. So we feature stuff like that. Next week we'll be talking about John Buscema, and here's the Avengers King Size Special Annual #3 production artwork to that. So we'll be showing some more production art and original art, and I've got more on John Buscema than anybody else. Well, not more than anybody else, but more John Buscema stuff in my collection than anything else. But I guess, if I want to invite somebody, I need to share the link or whatever. So I guess I need to share the link to this right now. The easy way, just to put it out in the chat. So we'll put it out in the chat, and if anybody wants to come on, feel free to come on. Love the air printing. Yeah. I guess they're errors in a way. If it got out into the publication, it would be an error. Let's see. Stop screen. There we go. Stop screen on that other, which was the trailer. I guess could have left that up there for later, but if I want to play it at the end. But I also want to talk about, Wolf and Batsy #3 has a Sea Demon ad in there, which is a character that will be in, which Apex Comics will be drawing as well, in Devil Flyer. But put an ad there, put the Devil Flyer ad in black and white ad in Legends of the Log #4 from Alterna Comics. Just wanted to show these off again to let people know where they can find the first appearances of my characters in print. Downcast has Innerman and Sea Demon in it. And then it'll tell you the other titles that'll be in the main book. It came out on a Wednesday, #18. Nice Keith Rockerford cover. That also has Innerman and Devil Flyer in it. The Innerman also has Devil Flyer in the background of that as well. Downcast, this is #4, if I didn't say what issue number. And the 12, #10. This was the last issue in a 10-issue run. And that features two of my ads, Sea Demon and Devil Flyer ad in it. So those are still available and can still be picked up. Got some great magazines for you. Didn't finish the magazines yesterday, so the link's in the chat if anybody wants to jump on. There's the StreamYard link, If you want to just sit back and enjoy your weekend and Sunday and see some great collectibles, we can do that too. But second time going through StreamYard, and so now I can have guests on. So that's great. And like I say, tomorrow will be a special 4 o'clock shadow with Miss Rena talking about her Indiegogo project, because I do want to promote some people from time to time on here. And she's got a great project called Black Rhapsody. So she'll be talking about that a little bit more in depth. Hopefully, even, take her in some more areas than what we did early this morning on Apex's show. I've got to think up some more questions to ask her. She's kind of tight-lipped on some of that stuff, and I am too on some of mine. How much, that's the quandary. How much of the story do I give away without giving the whole joy of the story away? But John, I'm excited about next week because, like I said, I have for the show offs, but I have more John Buscema artwork, original artwork, than any other artist. A lot of it came was done for the latter issues of Savage Sword of Conan. Didn't collect Conan, really didn't appeal to me that much. When I read, I like the superhero stuff, but now really through that production art, it's I've collected like this Savage Sword of Conan 220 to match it up and to have an example of the book that I have production artwork. This particular one, I don't know if I have any production artwork to it or not, but because I might have bought them in lots, and this does not look like a familiar cover. Conan and Kane in Dark Tower. So you have Solomon Kane in this story as well. Another great character from the writer of Conan, who died quite early, in his 30s, I think. But he certainly left a legacy. I just have like a box of magazines that I've had put back. This is Marvel celebrating its 75th anniversary. So that was a little while back. Not that old. This is a Greg Land cover with Groot, Black Bolt, Nova, Rocket Raccoon, you name it, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, of course. That's a great magazine. They came out celebrating their 75th anniversary. I think I have two of these. I think I bought one, and then my friend gave me one as well. Going to see a wide variety of magazines in this box, I think. This is a Warren magazine. Warren magazine came out with like Vampirella, didn't they? And some other stuff. Shadowhawk says, hell, everyone. And says to me, hell wreck. So yeah, hell to you, Shadowhawk, as well. Then I have to take it down, huh? There we go. We're learning. It'll become more fluid as we go along. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for the likes, guys. UFO and Alien Comics, spelled with an X. That's kind of an underground thing, isn't it? Strange Encounters from Outer Space. We had Close Encounters by Steven Spielberg. Well, here's Strange Encounters from Outer Space. Black, sensitive color, like the magenta logo. UFO alien cover, all black. That's a good one to get in good shape. Sadly, I don't have a date on that, but I'm sure it's 70s, maybe early 70s, mid 70s. $2.20. Got a deal on that when I bought it. Really like this one. I've shown, I think, this particular steel in black and white on a photo. That's the old Captain America from the 40s, from the serials that they have. It has Errol Flynn as Robin Hood, as Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, who was his, actress that he always acted with. I think that's Lauren Bacall. If the way she's smiling, I'm not sure, but I think they were married in real life, weren't they? Um, got the a little talk about the Kings of Comedy and Mysterious Lion Man Unmasked. That may be out of Flash Gordon and All Time Cowboy Greats. This is Screen Thrills Illustrated #7. Another black sensitive cover. Gave $8.48 for it. This one I actually bought. I think maybe we bought it when it came out. Might have back ordered it because, but I think we bought some when it came out. I remember this hanging up on my comic book store wall. Just having my breakfast orange juice today. Marvel Magazine Group, Bizarre Adventures number 27. Love this cover when it came out. It was done by Larson. He has a very painted style. Secret Lives of the X-Men. So this would have been like an 82, 83. Paid $4.99 for it. So about $5. Showing a transparent Iceman. I just thought that was dope. Just a wonderful, wonderful cover. Highly recommend getting this book. I think it's underrated, due to go up in price, especially. And I think right now you could probably get it for a fairly reasonable price. You know, if the cover sells it, then, you know, this one great magazine cover, and especially the X-Men. I know they're not popular and nobody's ever heard of them, but oh, Bogey and Bacall married. Okay. Hey, Lee. Haha. Pooping on Rosie's clothes. That's a joke from the other night. Because he had his cat poop on his clothes. Now, Curtis Publishing also published books, but this is another Warren. A Nebreeze cover, I believe. This is #2 of The Goblin, free full color comic book inside. So there's a comic inside. Rip snorting superheroics with the Micro Buccaneers, the Troll Patrol, the Hobgoblin. Black borders, so sensitive. The Goblin, #2. And they had a character called the Hobgoblin in here. Of course, Spider-Man has the Hobgoblin, and he made his first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man. That was probably our #1 seller comic in 82, 83. A lot of people reading Spider-Man at that time. And the Hobgoblin made his first appearance and early appearances while I had my comic book shop. So at one time I had like 7 copies. Because when we closed our the first appearance of Hobgoblin, which was a hot book, it went up to like $60 in near mint shape. Of course, mine was kind of bent from being on the stands and people, you know, bending them. I mean, that was the thing about having a comic book shop. People look through things and they damage them every time they look through them. There's got to be a better way, and I know the better way. If I ever open up a comic book shop, hey, I'm going to bring comic book shopping into the 21st century. I do things a little bit different this time. This is a little oversized, so you know, it won't fit in just anything. Now, I might be able to downsize this. This is a magazine board and bag. I might be able to downsize this Australian comic book into a golden age. I just don't know. The thickness makes a difference. So it may really actually, I may have already tried to put it in a golden age and it was too thick. I don't know. I've got some golden age recently, boards and bags. So I'll try and refit this and use this for a magazine, because this is overkill, but it does the job. This is the Phantom number 1041. They're a big thing down in Australia, the Phantom, for many decades, since the late 40s. FREW is the publisher. Frew, I suppose. It's 116 pages, collector's edition. Phantom Goes to War. A big $5. A few years ago, I bought a bunch of Phantoms from a collector that had a bunch of them. Bought all of them from him, unless he had doubles or something. I bought him out of them from Australia to get a few of them. I was intrigued by the numbering, for one, that the numbering was so high on this, that they had published so many. Plus, I've got 3 pages of production artwork that I need to identify, and I haven't been able to identify. And the wording doesn't even help me, because the wording's in Portuguese, but the artwork is lovely. He's attacked and kills 2 tigers. His horse is in there, Hero, I think it's called. And here's his horse pictured on this, number 1101. These came out of Australia. This is the first complete printing. Mysterious Ambassadors plus the Poachers and the Treehouse. 116 pages by Frew Publishing. Another $5. Probably more in Australian. Little machine gun action going on down there. These are comics that are rarely seen because they're Australian comic books. Again, I might need to see if I can use some of my Golden Age and retrieve these from magazines. So it's good that I'm going through these. These are probably going to have a bunch of Phantoms in it. Maybe at the time I just didn't have Golden Age boards and bags. I don't know. But hey, Pops, good to see you in here. First complete printing of The Art Thieves, The Imaginary Playmate, Little Girl, and the Return of Gru Rose Mob. This is issue number 1108, straight out of Australia. Looks like a Picasso on here that they're robbing. 100 pages. Ooh, definitely Picasso style painting there in the background. Phantom, very, very big. Of course, Lee Falk, the Phantom, one of the first superhero pulp heroes. He was in pulps before he was in comics. Phantom, 3 stories: the Doomsday Sect, Queen Sansamora and the Sixth Man, plus the Grove of the Sleeping Giant. This is issue 1244. 100 pages. A lot of black sensitive cover there. Now, Anton, he just signs his stuff, Anton, did some of these Phantom covers. Maybe we'll see some Anton Phantom covers. These were done, in the 90s, maybe. Depends. It doesn't say on the cover, but some of them had Anton covers. Well, I had some production artwork of Batman from the 50s, and they were signed to Anton. So, and I bought those from a dealer down in Brazil. I call it my Brazilian collection. Bought a lot of production artwork from Brazil. Some of it in, hey Dave, from Genuine Comics. I bought some production artwork that was in English and some in Portuguese. The 3 beautiful fan. I really don't want to sell them. That's why I probably haven't sold them. I do have them up for sale on eBay, but they're a little pricey because I really don't want to get rid of them. They're very nice, but I really don't know what they go to. And I did look through all these Phantoms that I bought, and this is not all of them I have, but these are just some of the oversized ones that was in this magazine box. This is another 100 pager. a 4-story special of the Phantom, number 1000, issue 1254. Inside, win a set of Phantom serial videos. Those were probably VHS, because the Phantom did come out in serial videos, and they have those pictured down there. So that should tell you, you know, if they're coming out on VHS. This has been a while. This is the 90s. Nice multi-panel action going on there. So getting to see a bunch of Australian comics today. But I don't think this whole box is Phantom. Just these, like I say, these are just oversized. Now, some of them may have been put in here just because I had magazine boards and bags, and that's all I had at the time. When you get such a collection, it's hard to keep in, you know, Golden Age magazine boards and bags, little digest size, standard size. I really don't use standard size. What I'd buy mostly is the Silver Age, because that fits most stuff. The Story of Hero. You know, I was hoping those 2 pages, because he was looking for his horse, the Hero, in the story, but sadly, it's not in here. So it might be some of the old Charlton stuff or King Feature stuff, because King Feature, like Popeye and other old pulp characters like that, they own the rights, at least in America, to do the Phantom. This has got new stories in it: the Ghost Wall classics, Prince Burler. And now the Ghost Wall is new, but then they have the Prince Burla story from 1970 and the Three Bandits, 1978. So sometimes they combine new, but up here they would say first Australian printing. Now the sad thing about these things is they stuck stickers on them. Out of all of them that I bought, and I bought a whole stack of them, pretty big stack of Phantom books out of Australia, and that wasn't cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than it is today mailing. But they would stick the price sticker on here. It was just the collection I bought had stickers on them. So, you know, I was just trying to identify and just get some. I do buy some foreign comics. I probably have more Australian than any other foreign comic, but I have some from the UK and other places as well. I've got a Donald Duck that I showed the other day, which was from which is Dutch. One of the first things, the first thing I bought off eBay was that Dutch one. This is a 100-pager, year 2000 Christmas special. So that's been a minute, right? It's been like 22 years ago. Climax of the Spear of Destiny. Spear of Destiny had a storyline, but it would skip some issues. You know, this is issue 1279. They wouldn't always tell, you know, they had ongoing stories in some of these. The Spear of Destiny was supposed to be the spear that pierced Christ's side. Even DC did an All-Star Squadron special on that and used that. This has a new story, The Secret City. Also has The Shoplifters, that are reprints from 1956, and The Heavyweight Champion that was published in 1956 and 57. But this is issue 1279 of the Phantom, with the Spear of Destiny, the spear that was supposed to have pierced Christ's side. That's kind of like the myth and legend of it. The good thing is I don't have these photographed, and I can get them out of order if I want to. At least I think I do. The Thirsty Goddess plus first complete printing of the Astronaut and the Pirates, and new is Wardrow's Secret. This is a 100-pager. This is issue 1286 of the Phantom. That was one reason. You know, we say Action Comics reached 1,000, Detective Comics reached 1,000. Hey, Tark. I hope I said that right. Tarks 9. Great to see you in here. Um, that was the one thing intrigued me about these Phantoms is that they had high print count, and we ogle over, Action Comics 1000, Detective Comics 1000, and those are milestones. And if X-Men keeps printing, they'll have 1,000th issue. You know, Amazing Spider-Man will have 1,000th issue, but if they haven't already. This is a 2001 Christmas edition. I probably need to keep these in order because I think I did put them in the issue order number. This is 1310, 100 pages. Boom. Kind of upgraded the logo there. Of course, in the early 90s, when some of this stuff was coming out in Australia, they did, I think it was early 90s, mid 90s. They did a Phantom with Billy Zane playing the Phantom. They did a Phantom movie. Shadowhawk talks, and he kind of changed that. Arg, my mom home at a reunion in the 80s and stuck her hi, my name is Sticker. Smack dab in the middle of my X-Men 137. Oh man. Yes, 137. I was heartbroken. Now was 137 a key issue? Was it like first appearance of Dazzler, or do you know, Shadowhawk? I forget what 137 was. Yeah, that sucks for sure. That would, I took one of my early X-Men like that, John Byrne X-Men. Chris Claremont, the writer, Terry Austin, the inks, reading it in a homeroom. And a friend just being mean. What a friend, right? He was a friend of mine, a good friend, but he had a mischievous nature every way. He took it and crumpled it. I was like, what the? Ah! And it had already been out a month or two or whatever. It's not like I could go to the stand to get another one. Sadly, a sad story, his brother ran over him and killed him when he was 19, right after graduation. Really good friend. Oh, Death of Jean Grey. I actually have 137. That one I was going to get, because I had them all, but they burn up. So collected them off the stands during that. Here's another 100 page special, or issue rather. Number 1317. When the original cover art, details inside. This looks like a wraparound. So this is a wraparound. You're only seeing half of it. Some of these were wraparound covers, which made them even more impressive. And of course, he had a dog, wolf, whatever kind of sidekick too. Never been a big Phantom reader, but he was big in the pulps, big early hero, big daily strips, in the newspaper for many decades, and been running since the late 40s in Australia. Hey, Gap, good to see you in here. Gap Stargate in here. Ooh, the Phantom, yes. Ooh, the Phantom. And Gap also says, hi, Rex, Apex Comics, Shadowhawk, Tux, the Gray Man, Tree Goblin. Everybody's saying hi. And if you have links, go ahead and put them. If anybody wants to come on, I will share the link in the chat again in case it's too high up. There we go. So if you want to come on, you can. I think this says Tree Stories, but I'm not sure. See, that's the thing about these stickers that came on these Australian comics, the price tag, even though it's printed on here, the price, why they had to put the tag on there, I don't know. But I mean, I've gotten some at Walmart like that, like Red Rooster and the Red Rooster and stuff like that. I didn't get the Red Rooster actually, or Bass Reeves. I actually got Kelsey Shannon's story, Nora Saga, but they all had stickers on them except for one issue. I think I got three, and out of three issues, I got one that didn't have a sticker. Complete the Mystery of the Island of Dogs. Knew the Challenge, knew the Python of Bangala. So in these, they completed stories for the very first time shown in one place in print. These are black and white, not color comics. And they would feature new and old reprinted stuff, but it may be reprinted stuff that's never been printed except in these comics. So each one kind of unique. Nice skull cover. The Phantom. Big in Australia. Big in Australia for a very long time. Very long time. Yes, please and thank you. As Gap says, hit that like button, and if you have not already, I think he means. Yeah, share that stream out. Like Gap says, if you can share it out, that's when I get a lot of. I think my highest one ever, highest video, people were sharing it out, like 11 different people, New stories in this one: The Swedish Enemy, Forbidden Lands, and The Doorman. Number 1478. Now that's a big print run. Like this cover. Hold that chimney down over there so it doesn't get away. Stalking. They're on the prowl. All right, I'm going to pick up the pace here. Pick up the pace. Come on. Okay. Sadly, my dog damaged this. She's not done much, but I shouldn't have had it in the floor. She jumped down and scraped across it with her nails. But anyway, these things happen. But why do they have to happen to me? Anyway, special collector's edition, Castle Frankenstein. Wonderful cover, partial photo covers down here. The Mummy, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Invisible Man, and that Martian from that movie. I can't remember. But and the Beast here. And a pterodactyl looks like from King Kong, but one of Ray Harryhausen's beasts there. When I hold it back here, you can't really see the scratches, but unfortunately, starts here and kind of goes up here. Look at that. Down his body. You see the scratch there. Right through the cover, up into the logo. Oh, well. I didn't pay a fortune for it. Don't know what I gave for it, but get a better issue. Now, this I've had for a while, and I think it didn't burn up my fire. It's not in very good condition, but it's a Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back storybook, full color photos inside. Came out in the early 80s. If I hold it back here, it's, nice. If you get it up there, look at that. That's not lightning. That's all folds and damage and stuff. Yeah, I think you can see. It's not in that great a shape, but it's all, it's glued. It's from Scholastic Publishing. You could order off in school for these things. That was always fun to order stuff off from Scholastic Publishing. Got a few of these, very few. Wish I had more of them. This is a Melvin cover. You're under arrest, Doctor, he says. A free giant Yeti poster in here. The first Doctor, which is my favorite Doctor, the first Doctor Who, the first Doctor in full color suffers the ordeals of Demeter and encounters the Go Ray. The third Doctor discovers a Stitch in Time Plus meet the Fifth Doctor in the Marvel strips. This is issue 7 from May 1993 of Doctor Who Classic Comics, which was out for a short time. And I think I have this on a postcard or something. This guy, I forget what his significance is, but he was, I think he did the daily strips of Doctor Who in the 60s. I think that was his thing. Look at that wheeled character there. He's on a wheel, like a policeman on a wheel. It's kind of bizarre, huh? And let's see, this came out in the UK, I think, even though it has a US price of $4.95 on it. Marvel Comics UK. Yeah. Marvel Comics UK up there. Published in the USA? No, in the UK. Okay, here's another one. Second full color issue of Doctor Who out of the UK. Free giant poster representing the very first Doctor Who comic strip featuring William Hartnell, who's pictured here on the cover, the first Doctor. Behind the scenes, how 70s Who strips were created, plus the Dalek strip from 20th TV Century 21 continues. This is from January 1993, issue number 2 of Doctor Who Classic Comics in magazine form. Nice painting of William Hartnell, and the little photo insert there is looking all Dracula-like with his cape is Pertwee, the third Doctor, who sadly passed away. It's the anniversary the other day of his death, but showing off his cape and the costume when he played Doctor Who for 5 years, was the third Doctor. Will Eisner, The Spirit, number 7 from Warren Publishing, special all ebony issue. This is Ebony here, the character Ebony, featuring her now. A lot of people think, oh, that's racist. Okay. At the time, nobody thought anything about it. That's just the way he depicted him. But now it's not PC, show. And I can understand why some people might be upset by the older art, but this is documentation of history. Right or wrong, it's documentation. Apex says, I keep out pets and small flying monkeys from my house. Oh, and look here. I'm sorry, Shadowhawk. Were you back there a while? Or is he on mute? Did you try and get in and I just didn't see you? Maybe he went to do something. Yes, please smash the like button, subscribe, and ring for notifications. Apex always says that. I keep out pets and small flying monkeys from my house. That's good advice. Good advice indeed. Gray Man says, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, still learning, Rex? Okay. Well, if you need to pop back in or close that one down, I'll be watching for you. Sorry. I'd like to have you on. Game Informer, world's #1 video game magazine. I think I got these through a subscription, a yearly subscription. I subscribed a couple of years, so I've got a few of them. There was a special Marvel one done. I got them through GameStop. It's sort of the magazine they put out. This is Outriders, a 3-player action RPG for people can fly. So Game Informer, you can get these. Hey, Shadow. Oh, I guess I need to probably take that off. And probably, let's see. If you want to try it again, kick from studio. There, I kicked you. Kick guest. Try it again and see if you can come back in. Maybe that'll help on the problems. Cap says, Shadow, we can hear your dog barking. Can you speak? Now, that's my dog barking, and I don't know what to do about it. Can't mute myself and do the show. She's going to do what she wants to do. Brilliant avatar, Shadowhawk. It is. I like that new avatar. Game Informer again, the world's #1 video magazine. Mortal Kombat 11. NetherRealm looks backwards to move forwards. Okay. Of course, I think these came in the mail for me, so some of them I pick up at the shop, but they mail you one every month. The official movie special, Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp, the big interviews. Shrink stars creating the amazing special effects side effects. Read all about it, REED. The director Peyton Reed on the return to the quantum realm. This came out in 2018 in October from Titan Publishing. You know, it's a Marvel official special, but Titan published the magazine. Isn't that wild? Featuring Ant-Man and the Wasp with their first movie coming out. Get the lowdown. Going back to Doctor Who, the UK. Picturing the 5th Doctor on the cover. Free giant poster. Representing the tides of time, the first comic strip adventure of the 5th Doctor, plus Sharkbait, an adventure of the 1st Doctor. We go behind the frame with the 7th Doctor. So that was the cool thing about this magazine. It featured more than one in like comic book form, but in magazine. This is issue 10 of Doctor Who Classic Comics. Perhaps Gray Man or Tree Goblin seen these since they were published in their country. And they came with posters. That's the great thing about it. So if they still have the posters and people haven't taken them out. Shadowhawk says, oh, that was weird. Got stuck in a loop and had to restart. Think I'm okay now. Yeah, if you want to hop back in, I'll look for you this time. I get busy and don't see people in the green room, as they call it. So if you want to try that on again, go ahead. Please and thank you. Savage Sword of Conan, number 210. Probably a good thing I've got some John Buscema artwork. There's Shadowhawk right there. Hey, Shadowhawk.
Hey, how's it going, Rick?
Hey, I can hear you just fine. What
Yeah,
are
I
you
don't know
doing
what.
this fine weekend?
Oh, good, man. I don't know what happened there. I got stuck in some kind of a strange loop, and it just kept repeating back at me. I had to shut my phone down and start all over again.
Oh, okay. Lee says, is that Clossy Lee? I don't know. Help me out, Shadowhawk. How do you read that?
Clousy Lee, from what I
Cl-
understand, that's
Clousy Lee.
yeah.
Okay.
From what I understand, that's Risey Lee's cat, and he's pissed off at Risey, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, does that here we go. Does that cat right there look a little like Adolf Hitler to you?
A little bit,
Huh?
a little bit.
He's got the I don't know. I if I ever
You
saw a cat like that, I don't know that would ever happen. But
you give him a little brown suit, with a
yeah, 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 maybe a little jackboot,
yeah.
outfit to wear around the
Put him
house.
up, put him up on a balcony, giving a speech. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Clousy Lee. Wow. So is that really Risey Lee?
From
Uh,
what I understand, yeah, it's Risey Lee's cat.
well, hey, Ninja. Well, I mean, it's his cat now, so it's really got to be Risey, right?
Well, I'm guessing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Unless he has a super intelligent cat that's, half Nazi, which it kind of looks like.
yeah. Yeah, I love the Lee cat there. That's wonderful. I've never blown it up and saw that it looked like Adolf Hitler. That's pretty cool.
It's
And I'm told on YouTube you have to use that name sparingly, or
yeah,
they
yeah.
give
They don't
you
like that name.
they
I
don't
did.
like Hitler for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Seemed
um,
like a seemed like a nice enough guy. I mean.
he says I didn't read the comment. We mostly had the Beano and the Dandy. Now I do know what you're talking about, Beano,
Isn't
a
that
little bit.
the anti-gas stuff? Beano?
Anti-gas. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you used to be able to take it to like, if you farted a lot, you took Beano pills and
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
I
you're
think that
older. You would know that.
no, thanks, Rex.
I used to get Doctor Who weekly back in the 70s, I think, Gray Man says. And gas if you took Beano. No, the Beano was supposed to level that out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to prevent the gas.
Yeah, prevent the gas. Oh, was it a preventative or did it help when you got gas?
Well, I think the advertisements used to be you ate it before
Okay.
you
So if you knew
before.
you were going to like eat burritos
Yeah, if you
or,
were going out for
yeah,
Mexican food or something, you
yeah.
ate Beano first,
I
and
wonder if
then
it would help with heartburn. Probably not, huh?
I don't know, man.
Don't know. Yeah, that's beyond your pay grade.
Yeah, I'm a yeah, I'm a maintenance guy, dude. I'm not medical.
Yeah. And, do you know what a woman is, or are you a biologist
Oh,
or not a
I believe
biologist?
I know what a woman is. I have 4 children, so
Well, I only have one biological, but I had five in all, two stepsons and two adopted daughters. So, and one biological. So, but not all at the same time. You have three girls in the house, you never get to go to the bathroom.
oh, dude, I'm surrounded. I've got 3 girls in the house, plus my cat and my dog are both girls
Well,
too.
today's Sunday, I'll pray for you.
Yeah.
Gray Man says we're some cool stories that I still remember to this day, but they got lost 40 plus years ago in the move. Yeah, that's sad. Treasures being uh, found and lost all the time. Risey's drunk. Yeah, okay. Um,
Where'd Apex go? Thought he was in here a little while ago.
yeah, he's still here. Adolf Hitler. Risey's Hitler cat. Yep. Risey always dresses me up like this meow wow.
All right, so it's not Clousy's fault.
It's actually a good look, yeah. Google Beano Comics UK. Laugh out loud. Tark says, been buying the Incredible Hulk magazine. That would be Rampaging Hulk, wouldn't it? And Conan magazines. Also found the $6 Million Man magazine comics. Love the art and stories. Yeah, they're black and white, but there's a lot of gray tone in there. And that is good stuff. Hey, D-Wag.
D-Wag, what's up, buddy?
He says, hell, used to own all or own Hulk magazines. I did too, some of them, and I've went back and I've gotten some. Some have some nice covers, and Hell Apex, Hell Rex, Hell Tree. D-Wag says,
It was actually a Hulk black and white magazine-sized comic book my dad brought home for me when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. That
that's the
that that
Rampaging Hulk. That's what I was
yep
talking about. I
started
think I
that
bought number 7 where he battles the Submariner.
that's what started me collecting comic books.
Really?
He was battling some insanely hot uh alien chick I
Did she
don't
have a
know.
fin on her head
She might have. I don't remember
with
what
two
issue it
fingers?
was. Yeah. That was my first comic book ever.
Wow. Well, it's interesting that you were introduced with a Marvel magazine like this Conan here, an actual magazine. Um, because my first, as you know, was a Marvel horror magazine too. Amazing, not amazing. It was amazing to me, but it was vampires. It was, you know,
Yeah,
had Vincent Price in there, had Blackula in there, had Count Yorga in there, which was a new vampire movie at the time. It
I
was Vampire Tales #5. Had Gil Kane artwork. Dick Garciano did a artwork in there. The Gil Kane was a reprint out of Amazing Spider-Man 102, the second appearance of Morbius, that had his origin, and they reprinted part of his origin in there.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
I got to know Morbius. Really, he was my first Marvel printed, but I'd already seen Marvel animated stuff, back in the 60s and didn't even remember the cartoons till the 90s, till they started coming out with VHSs, you know.
Yeah,
Re-
I've actually still got a Blade magazine size one that came out in the 70s and a Moon Knight. I believe it was like 1979, 1980.
yeah,
The
yeah,
magazine size one, I think they were called Marvel Premiere at the time.
yeah.
I'm not positive,
Hmm.
but
I know they
yeah,
had a Marvel Premiere comic,
yeah, but these were like oversized black and white magazine
oversized
size. Yeah,
magazines, black and white.
yeah,
Yep,
like Savage Sword of Conan size.
yeah.
And God, I treasure those things, man.
Oh yeah, I love them, especially the Rampaging Hulk. Some of them had awesome painted covers, some of the most detailed, realistic Hulk stuff up to that time. Now you see it all the time, but back then, when you got, like that Bizarre Adventures with the X-Men that I showed earlier, that was unusual to see something like this. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, that was
it was
cutting edge
unusual to get a
at
full
the time,
painting,
man.
done for a cover because it took him some time to do that, to hand paint it. Now
Oh
we would
yeah.
do something similar digitally, and you see it all the time. I'd love to own the original to that. Tark9 says, yes, Rampaging Hulk bought a few from my local comic store. Store keeps getting more. I don't care about the condition, just happy to read them. I'm the same way. I used to be a condition freak, a Shadow Hawk. I don't know about you, but I wanted everything in near mint condition. That was a good way to be because you have a
Oh
nice
yeah,
collection.
yeah. I try to treat all my comics. I mean, I never open them completely. I never,
Mm.
it's I try to read them once, bag them, board them, and just keep them as pristine as possible. But
Well,
even
a
some,
lot has
even
changed in my thinking, though. There's a lot of things you will never buy if you're too condition sensitive, especially older comics. You have to realize, like, I have like maybe a 6'5" Anthro #2, but a 6'5" for that, it's the second highest grade for that comic from the six.
yeah. Well, I mean, everything depends on age, condition, scarcity. The all that comes into play,
Yeah.
and that's
Well,
where
things
I'm
that I
on.
wouldn't even considered back in the day, like buying coverless comics. But if
Yeah,
you've got a coverless comic or just a page to Action Comics #1, it doesn't even have to be Action Comics #1. It could be like Flash Comics or an old Detective Comics. It's worth money, even though it doesn't have a cover.
well, I always, when I was growing up, originally collecting comics, just a little kid, I was always told that, if it didn't have a cover or if the cover was ripped or written on, some kid wrote his name on it or something, that
Hmm.
comic was useless. It was, there was no value to it at
It
that
does
point.
hurt the value, but yeah, Yeah, I mean, that used to be the thinking, oh, that's important, how
Yeah,
many
but
were
now
trash?
when a
This isn't
comic
worth anything.
but when a comic's 75 years old and there's only so many of them left on the planet,
Yeah.
now that value goes up, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, Action Comics #1, there's a little over 100 copies out there, they say. That's why it's so valuable.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and you can tell, I mean, you can see why. It was a big book. I don't know, it probably had two staples, but during the war years, sometimes they would hold that together with one staple. Um, but let's say it had two staples, which it probably did. I'd like to know that. Does Action Comics, how many staples that have in it? Because I've seen them with two, I've seen them with three, I've seen them
Yeah,
with one.
because those details make a difference. I mean,
Yeah, and they recycled for the war effort. They recycled for, paper shortages and stuff during war years. They tried to recycle a lot.
hold on a second, Rex. I feel bad. Gap, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing good. How are you doing?
Hey, Gap.
Good. I'm sorry, man. Didn't mean to be just chatting away there.
Hey, don't worry about it. I don't know half of the stuff Rex shows, but I blame Rex for making me purchase a lot of things.
Oh. Yeah,
Right
are
now-
you in the United States? I was thinking you might have been in the UK.
No. I'd like to be in the UK, but
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if things are any better over there than they are here in the United States.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Gap.
well, no, not from that perspective. Just during the pandemic, I made a lot of. I made a group of friends on the Twitter DMs, and we talk every day.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of great CG UK people out there, man. Oh my God, I've met so many people that are in London and the surrounding areas that are just great people.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about traveling because last time I traveled, I went to Italy and it was 10 hours, and
Ooh.
it drew 10 hours straight. It drove me crazy. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
Yeah.
Wait, you drove from England to Italy?
No, I left from Atlanta to go to Leonardo da Vinci Airport, Rome.
Oh.
And I was out there to look at this 14th century silk factory that the university was going to turn into a meeting space and teach Italian and then teach English as a second language, and then they were going to have an art studio and a cooking studio and all kinds of stuff. But I hated the flight because I had this girl. She drove me nuts. 17 years old, and it was the time when they were filming Twilight the movie, and that's all she was talking about. Twilight. And
I'm
guess
guessing
where?
She was Team Edward, right?
Well, she was team everything, and I happened to go to Tuscany where the silk factory was, and they were filming Twilight in the what you would call the mayor of the town was like, whoa, we're filming Twilight, and I was like, I really don't care. And he looked at me and he's like, and I did end up getting to meet some of the actors, but I wasn't impressed at all. I was just impressed by the architecture.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you don't go to Rome to see a movie being filmed, right?
No. And then I bought a bunch of, Italian comics and
That's
stuff
cool.
like that. And when I came back through customs, the guy was laughing because my other suitcase I had to check was full of comic books.
Well, you can't get them in the United States like that, can you?
Well, no, they're hard. And, like you guys were talking about Action Comics, and, there's what, like you said, 100 or less. I mean, I used
a little bit over 100.
Yeah, I used to be nuts on mint condition and stuff, and then I've kind of relaxed because I've moved so many times. Some of the stuff got, you know, a little bumped around, but just to have it. And I've already sold some of my collection before, and I vowed I would never do it again. So,
Yeah.
you know, I miss some of the stuff that I sold. So, and then when I go into my local comic book store, he always keeps this 50 cent to $1 section. And then when I come in, he's like, well, you know, if you get 10 of them, I'll sell them to you for $5, or, you know,
Wow.
and
That's
stuff
a
like
deal.
that. Yeah. And
I want to go back up to this comment here. Tark said, when I was a kid, I would rip the cover off to fit more in my back pockets, ride around on my BMX and 6 comic stickers out and read them at the parks. Wow. And then I have a question for you, Gap.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you can remember, but what are some of the things that I may have inspired you, let's say, to buy? Do you know?
What was that? Gosh, the Monster magazine.
Oh, with King Kong.
Yeah, and it says monsters on it, and it's dripping.
Yeah.
I blame you, and I blame you for some Pez's. I bought some Star Trek: The Next Generation Pez because of you, but I blame you. And Planet of the Apes comics.
Oh,
and some older Star Wars. Let me keep on going for another 2 hours. What I can blame you with.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got
it's all good stuff, right?
It is.
I've got a Darth Vader Pez for you if you're interested. If you have Stargate.
Yeah.
You showed that yesterday. Yeah, and it's retired. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm all over the place, even though I have Gap Stargate, and there's a story behind that name. But you know, people are like, "Oh, you just like Stargate only," and I'm like, "No, you know, I like the
Stargate was
stuff
a great show, man. I'm sorry, the movie was good. The show was great. I
They
liked it a lot.
actually had another one called Continuum, and I just watched it. Stargate
on
Continuum.
Yeah, that's one of the 2 movies they did, and then Stargate Arc of Truth wraps up storyline from season 10 of Stargate SG-1.
I've got
and
all
it's on
10
Pluto
seasons.
TV.
I didn't watch it when it came out, but I bought them once they got on DVD, and I've got all those and probably the movies, and then of course the first movie had Kurt Russell in it.
Yeah, oh my God, I love that. You know, he said, "Give my regards to King Tut, a-hole," before he blows him up. I love it. I love it.
That first movie was awesome.
Well, I had forgotten till you mentioned Planet of the Apes was in magazine form in Marvel books.
Yes, I know.
Had some Planet of the Apes magazines.
Yes, I know. I'm gonna come over and visit, and they might disappear. I'm just kidding.
Well, I to get back to some of the magazines just real quick here. Here's Savage Sword of Conan 210. Great spider cover.
Wow, look at that artwork. Do you know who did that?
Sadly, I don't think I do unless he signed it here. And sometimes they sign it so stylized or they work it into the artwork. This is like in the shadow. Looks like it's even backwards. Yeah, I had to read it backwards. It's E somebody. Even the year that it came out, 90 something is backwards. So they probably flipped this. This is unusual. They kind of flipped this art. The spider in the original was probably over here, you know, instead of Conan facing this way, he's facing this way. So they printed it backwards. And that may be because we read left to right, and so he's facing this way, and they thought it was probably a better choice. But sadly, it's kind of hard to read his signature because he did paint it on the surface. This is a painting, but the date's backwards. I almost might try to say it, but it has the date and it's backwards. So,
wow,
that's I've never noticed that about this one, that it's actually printed backwards from what it was painted.
Is Apex saying Dave Doran did the Planet of the Apes covers, or what are you saying, Apex?
Yeah, Dave Doran. Yeah. Are you saying that maybe he did this cover? Because it looks like E something. EVAARS, maybe? I was going to say Evans, but that's not Evans. I think it was done in 92. It's kind of hard to see. Death comes swiftly in the caverns of the spider god. Yeah. And then we have an older one. I don't have a lot of old ones because I was going for the later ones that I actually had original artwork from. Because John Buscema, he would do preliminary drawings and then put it on a light table and then do the finished drawing. And then it would be inked, sent off to be inked. This is Savage Sword of Conan number 19 for only $1. The soul-searing collision. The soul-searing conclusion of People of the Dark Circle, Wings of Death. Number 19.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that was the one endearing thing about these is they had great painted covers, kind of like Dale's and Gold Keys did.
Yeah, and they don't do that stuff anymore. And I propose that if they did, it would sell because retro's always hot, and then the creators today, other than yourself and the other ones I know, nobody does things 90% except for by computer. I love the people who do it by hand and hand paint and paint the letters, and that's like a lost art.
Oh, hand lettering's the best. If you can get a great hand lettered artist, you got gold. If they really know how to do a logo, a compelling logo. He's saying that Dave Dorman was Conan art, I guess. And Ernie Chan covering.
Ernie Chan was a great Conan artist too. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. He did DC and Marvel stuff, didn't he?
I believe so.
Just say yes. Because I know that. Yeah. Let's see if that says Ernie.
Joe Jusko. And
I don't think that's Ernie Chan. But yeah, he's probably just mentioning different ones that worked on Savage Sword of Conan. Here's another one. Savage Sword, another great spider cover. This is issue 209, featuring the Red Sonja solo tale set in the lost city of Xanadu. This is by John Walkist. Is the artist of this in 92 because it's signed and dated there very plainly.
Wow.
Well, like I said, not a big Conan fan back in the day, but I've come to appreciate him through the production artwork that I have bought, the original artwork.
Let me ask
preliminaries.
Let me ask you something. Have you read everything that you have?
No, hell no.
Okay. I don't feel 30, so bad.
30,000 comics. That's not counting magazines, digests, novels. Not even close, brother. Not even in my first collection.
Now, see, I've read everything that I own at least once.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, that is cool. I don't feel so bad now because I've got so much stuff, and I'm trying to unpack everything, but then custom shelving cost a lot.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Where's those comics?" And I'm like, I took pictures of my extra room, and they're like, "Holy crap, you can barely walk in there." And I'm like, "Yeah, see, it's going to take me a while. Calm down."
Correct. Yes.
But I love all the stuff you show. and everything. So
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you got some great stuff. And I see up on the shelf the Scooby Van and Star Trek. I mean, man, you got a cool setup.
Yeah, right. I'm jealous, and I've
Scooby
got a
Van.
Yeah,
that's actually a porcelain bank.
What?
Yeah, it's a bank.
Wow.
It's like ceramic. And then what else did you point out?
Is that Star Trek figures?
Star Trek figures? Yeah, I just picked those up end of last year, maybe at a estate sale.
And that kick butt King Kong poster and King of Lizards back there. Wow.
Oh yeah. Those are from the early 2000s. They're not that old, but they are the original, posters that came out with at the time. They're like creepy creature posters, something like that. And I've got some others too, like Wolfman, and yeah, I just put like those. I'm a big Kong fan. And if you like UK stuff, I've got the first couple from 1954, 55, I think, Lion annuals.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
I've got some Doctor Who stuff back there too. There's some TARDISes.
My friend, one of the friends I met during the pandemic, we send each other boxes because we think each other's country has better stuff than we have.
Oh, that's cool.
And so we send each other boxes, and
Is it in English where you can read it?
Yeah. And then some of it, I like right now I'm hot into Planet of the Apes and Battlestar Galactica vintage. And I got some of the comics in other languages, and I'm like, holy crap, it's still around,
Hiawatha's in here too. And the Hayfield from Zay. Yeah, yesterday I was showing some vintage Star Trek, what's in the bag. I was showing
Hail the Diaz brothers.
Like a vintage X-Wing fighter.
Wow.
With R2-D2 back there.
Wow, that's cool.
And I've got other various parts in here. And here's like or like little vehicles. Here's a mobile laser cannon. That's Star Wars.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just different things in here and believe it or not, this is one thing that's essential to every collector, a pooper scooper.
Oh my gosh. You talked about your dog scratching that cover. My cat last night decided that he was going to do juggle gems on all my boxes that I have not unboxed. Mm-hmm. And last night they come all crashing down, and boy, he knew. He ran and hid. I could not find him for hours. He knew he did wrong. He knocked over Daddy's collectibles.
and I have this handy. I showed this yesterday, I think, and maybe on another show, but it's so unique to my collection. It was in 8/5/95, so not that long ago, but a minute ago. It's written by Joe Simon, who was Jack Kirby's partner, to Al. It says, "Dear Al." Well, who's Al? Al was like John Buscema, Sal Buscema, Martin Odell, and some other artists, comic artists, art dealer. And he says, "Dear Al, many thanks for your nice letter. We appreciate your perspective, comments. Best wishes, Joe Simon." It pictures him down here with Captain America, The Guardian, all the Newsboy Legion. This was his stationery, Crestwood Publications out of New York. And he drew in pencil a little superhero.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Jack Kirby's partner for many, many years. And an artist all in his own right,
Yeah, and definitely.
So a nice little bit of memorabilia there.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to get, a few like that. And then here's Hitler again. Whoops.
Yahtzee. Yahtzee.
Needs a pooper scooper for the new Meow Ninjas. Yeah, I'll mail that one to you, even though it'll go down Australia. If you can't find one, I'll certainly donate that one to you, Rising, or Klaus. DJ can handle that for you. Yeah. Sade Comics. I found my build a pit figure. Wow, that is great. I'll tag you later. I have to clean them up. Yeah, they do get dusty, don't they? Yeah. Klaus Von Lee. He has an infamous, Risey's a little infamous, so his cat needs to be infamous as well, right? Here's a Savage Sword of Conan, if I can get it out. The Barbarian. The stunning conclusion of the Skulls on the Seas, Part 4, a full-length epic. This is issue 191. And if Lorenzo was in here, we got Lizard Men. Lizard representation. And nice skull cover. Some Babylicious.
Oh, yeah, I got that one.
We will kill you, Conan.
Where is Lorenzo, man? He's missing out.
Yeah, really. Well,
he might be in the land. He might be in the land of the lost.
In the land of the lost, he might be. Yeah. And here's
Sorry.
160.
Wow. How high did the issues go on that?
226, I think. And I actually have 2 John Buscema drawings from that last issue, which had to be low print run.
I'm surprised it didn't end it at 225. That would have made more sense.
Yeah. Well, and I would have to look that up, and who knows, maybe the last issue will be here. This is an awesome Joe Jusko. You ever heard of him?
Oh, I love Joe Jusko.
Joe Jusko, 1988 painting.
His paintings were beautiful. Look at that.
Wow.
Tell me that ain't a badass Conan right there.
Definitely.
Yeah, heads are flying.
That'd make a great trading card or poster, huh?
No,
it would.
Man.
I mean, look at the muscles. And I loved when they did stuff like this on the Hulk, and really showed the veins and made him look real, because the Hulk is just made up, right? I mean, I know Conan is too, but at least he's human looking, buff human, but he's, 159.
But that's what was really cool about the Savage Sword of Conan was they did a lot of those, like, very realistic, where you could see the sweat just popping off of them and the veins sticking out. I love that stuff, man.
Definitely, like Hiawatha says, go if you like that Conan-like stuff. Vic King's doing Beowulf, and it's on sign up on Indiegogo now. Definitely click that link and sign up for it, because that's going to be a nice, if you like Conan and you like high adventure, that's going to be a good book. And he's going to print it in black and white, gray tone, just like a Savage Sword of Conan in magazine format. So it's going to be a nice project when he gets it done.
I love Vic, man. He's a good guy.
Hey, Hiawatha says I'd give her Skull. Yeah, Jusko, one of my favorite artists. Yeah.
Hail the chat. I'm on my phone. I can't see y'all, so hail everybody.
Yeah, ditto. I'm on my phone too.
This is 157. Get the magnifier out and see. Done in 1988. This is a Dorian cover. Gorilla cover, though.
Awesome.
A good title for this would be The Takedown. He's going to take that gorilla down. Look at that leg muscle.
Rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke. Yeah, I mean, just the muscles and the bone. I don't know if that's anatomically possible, but it sure makes for a good cover. And I do like the realism of the gorilla.
Yeah, I don't know that it's physically possible to choke out a silverback, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think he would
but
grab
but it
Conan's
looks
hair.
cool, man.
Boom. That's true. This is number 216, so that is a late issue. Finding some Egyptian like with the Babylicious in the sarcophagi there. Some jackals, some Seth Jackal like things on like a chessboard.
Oh, those are what's his name?
Seth?
The god of death,
Set?
the Anubis, I think.
Anubis. That's right. Anubis. You're right.
Yeah,
We were talking Stargate recently, and Anubis played big into that, didn't it?
yeah,
Yes.
he's badass, man. Fucking.
He was badass. Yeah. Gray Man
Later,
says I gotta go. Have a premiere starting. Yeah, Gray Man, check his channel out. Drop and Gray Man, you need to drop some links. It's Arrogant Ape. Yeah, it could be. Could be. What'd you just sign up for? He says he's just signed up, but what'd you sign up for? The Marines?
maybe that Indiegogo campaign.
Oh yeah, the Bail War. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Gonna be magazine size, which is gonna be kind of unique. I mean, I know Rocket Magazine's covers like CG News. That's pretty neat, but not many people doing magazine size stuff. He calls it a crossover between Savage Sword of Conan and what's the other character for the other thing? I can't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me. Got too much on my mind right now. Here's Savage Sword of Conan, number 221. Kind of a dark cover. The Hell-Handed Warrior. Conan dances with werewolves and werewomen. But you don't get to see it on the cover. That's a real dark one.
It is dark.
Yeah. But, you know, you can kind of tell. I don't know. Interesting coloring on their logo. A Hell-Handed Warrior. Yeah, they had some great things. Oh, this is Spanish edition. I gave $32.94 for it. Here's the receipt for it. So brought from Brewster Gold Estate and Asset Liquidation. Have I got a year on this? Yeah, 2019. So I haven't had it that long. But yeah, we all know this issue. But what's interesting, he's black and white, Nightcrawler.
Oh, wow.
With the Punisher.
Wait a minute, that's got to be an error, right?
Well, it's just the way they colored it in Spain. They colored him different. He even has white hands and white feet. All black and white scheme.
Oh, that's got to be worth something.
Well, his tail's blue and his face is blue, so he is a blue character, but he's just in black and white. Kind of unique.
It is, definitely.
For Nightcrawler. Yeah. Yeah, Spanish edition. And this is
cool.
This cover is taken off a Ross Andru cover that was in Amazing Spider-Man, I believe. If I'm remembering that right. I don't think it was a Marvel team up. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man.
I think it was amazing. I'm
yeah,
not
this
sure.
is volume 3 of whatever it was, or volume 3. It's a Monday, MUNDI, Monday Comics, volume 3, number 63. Comics, Vertis Adultes Color Series. Okay. So, you speak Spanish, you can read this book, this comic. And again, this is oversized, this is, well, let's just compare it to one of those Conan magazines. About a half an inch. Listen, if you can see the edge there, here, the dark edge of Conan up here, right there.
Yeah.
You got that much more. It stops about at that stamp there, and then you have about a finger length shorter, wider. And then lengthwise, it's the same this way, but it's a little bit shorter on the, not as wide as a magazine size, but it's still bigger. It's interesting to see with some of those foreign comics the different size on it, And Tark did say, yes, the Bayo War sign up. Ooh, raw. We were talking Famous Monsters. Now, this is an early Famous Monsters cover maybe you've never, ever seen. Famous Monsters of Filmland. Did y'all ever collect Famous Monsters?
I did, but I have to say they got lost, unfortunately.
Yeah, I actually threw some away myself, even the Star Wars edition.
I'm mad now.
I've got a few of the old that had like Godzilla in them, stuff like that. But I think I only have like 3 or 4.
It was cool. I mean, really, I was starting out. I was more into monsters, when I was, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, whatever. I mean, early grade school, I was into monsters like a lot of kids are. I wanted to see a lot of the classic films like King Kong,
Well, like I told you, that my first comic book was that magazine-sized Hulk. And I didn't realize at the time that Hulk was supposed to be a superhero. To me, he was a monster.
Yeah. So and that's kind of what I was saying about She-Hulk. I wish they would have kept her the Savage She-Hulk, which only ran for 25
years. She was awesome when she first started, man. She-Hulk was such a great character when she first started out.
Well, we're going to have to feature the Buscema women because he had a savagery in their look, in the eyes especially. He could draw women like no other artist that I've seen.
Now we're going to get Shrek Hulk.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Well, this is Famous Monster Film.
No, I heard that got canceled. They're not gonna continue on with that big beefy looking dude girl Hulk.
Oh, they just switched that over to Thor.
Yeah.
Chaney, Lon Chaney Sr., Man of 1,000 Faces. What's the new look in Monsters? Photo preview, 13 Ghosts. Not that great a shape. I've got some tape on the spine here, but gosh, September 1960, number 8. Number 8 of Famous Monsters.
Wow. And those are expensive to replace today.
See the Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah, that's awesome. Look at that.
Number 8. Yeah. I forgot I had that. I gave $13.50 for it. 1960. I've got a few coloring books. Nothing special. Batman, jumbo coloring and activity book. Bending, Joker cover.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah, this is again, he does a lot of their branding. It's it'll come to me in a second here. It's Garcia Lopez.
Nice.
Garcia Lopez artwork. He does a lot of their stuff like this,
I collect those type of things too. People are like, "Why are you buying color books?" I said, "Well, I like the artwork, and that's why."
Yeah, and sometimes they can be done by name artists, kind of like back in the day, people would do ads in the comics. And a lot of times, some of the artists here, Neil Adams did a lot of ads. I mean, it only costs you for $1 for a big, thick thing, and it's got great poses and stuff in it. I mean,
that's awesome too.
Do you remember
for $1? Come on, you can't even buy a comic for $1 nowadays.
I know, right?
Wah, wah, wah.
You guys have any of the late 70s, or late 60s, I think early 70s? They were doing comic books with the 45 records inside.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got a few of those.
I got a Batman and Robin from
I've got
1974,
Frankenstein the Monster and Fantastic Four #1. I know that. And that's a John Buscema cover.
Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned those because I need to show that Buscema cover because that's kind of unique with the record.
Yeah. I've still got the original 45 inside of it, never been played.
I bought a bunch of these. I'd have one of these as a giveaway because and the wild thing about it, Red Skull's only on the cover. He's not on the inside anywhere. He's only on the cover. But this has got some awesome stuff in it.
Now, is that Big Lots?
Huh?
Is that Big Lots?
No, actually.
Where did you get those?
This would have probably been General
Dollar. Okay, Dollar General, yeah.
But now, let me see. Big Lots. Yeah, I picked some stuff. Well, like this, I picked up at Big Lots years ago. Captain Caveman.
Oh, God, I remember that. I love it.
He looks like a brown, hairy peanut.
He does.
But yeah, this was a limited thing. Only 2,000 of these out there.
I never saw it until you showed it on your show before.
Only 2,000 of them out here.
That's cool, Rex. I've never seen that.
Yeah, and they had some other Hanna-Barbera stuff that I picked up as well. I've not went to it in a long time.
Did they do a Jabberjaw like that?
Oh, I don't know. If it is, it's probably pretty limited.
I used to love Jabberjaw, man.
Jabberjaw. Yeah, I love that.
Little Nova action going on there.
That
coming at
cool.
You know, for $1. I mean, if you like,
man.
For $1, or if you like Hot Wheels.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love Hot Wheels. I could kick myself. I should have kept all the Hot Wheels my dad gave to me.
Oh, my friend had the original 68 line. Had all of them. Him and his brother. So they had like 2 sets. Look at that. That's classic looking Disney.
Yeah, definitely.
So they still come out with stuff like this. Although this is a few years old, still they have nice looking stuff, I'm not a big proponent of Disney these days, but they've done some good stuff. Speaking of sharks and Jabberjaws, there's a shark. Road and Beyond.
Didn't he used to go wah, 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 wah?
Yeah. Like the Three Stooges, like Curly. Oh. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get the background in there. Yeah, I mean, I like the look of it.
Some kind of writing on it.
It kind of has a 30s feel to it,
Yeah, and then what's that writing in the purple, like?
It's just a pattern, like a wave pattern.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. It's almost like a wallpaper, design. Here's a big fun book of color, Deck the Halls with Goofy. Look at this tongue. Look at that. Do you have a neighbor that looks like that?
Yeah, I've had several. Just kidding.
I might not be pretty, but I'm better looking than this guy.
If you do, you need to move.
Yeah, really.
No, I did move. I mean, I swear, my neighbors look like comic book characters.
it might be like what was it? The guy that went Home Improvement. Remember?
Oh yeah,
the guy that was over the fence all the time.
yes,
his
yes.
neighbor.
I mean, look at that. Looks like it's jumping out at you, and Spidey's finger, about to shoot the web in your face.
All for $1.
Wow. Yeah.
The thing nobody ever thought about was that neighbor guy was constantly watching those people. Like, he knew everything that was going on in their lives.
I like that because that's like a cartoony, Bugs Bunny.
Nice.
And these are thick. These are big books, You get a bunch for your $1. Of course, it's, and old coloring books. I had a friend actually had a Captain America from like 1966 coloring book uncolored in.
What?
Yeah. He was a big Captain America collector, Here's Spider-Man Jumbo Coloring Activity Book. Web slinging superhero. If you just like to see printing, of course, these are on cheap newsprint. So, hence the cost of only $1. Mighty Avengers.
Oh, that's cool.
Heroes join forces.
Let me ask you a question, because
sure,
the paper they used back in the day, do you think that lasts longer than the paper that they're using today for comics or magazines?
Well, it varied. It would be the same stuff as this newsprint, which is cheap paper that yellows over time. That's why you have white to off-white in the grading and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because this stuff and Marvel magazines, I love people that riff on Marvel. Well, the paper quality and this and everything wasn't that good. Well, check out Charlton. They were really bad, even though they printed on newsprint too. It depended on who published it. Like Dale Comics had better paper quality, so they're going to have wider and higher grades on those old Fawcett books, like the old Shazam Captain Marvels from the 40s. Those were printed on higher quality paper. When you get to the 80s, you have like Aztec Ace that came out on Baxter paper, and DNA Agents that was on Mondo paper, and just better paper being advertised, and that makes a difference in how a thing ages, right? How if you use better quality materials, it's going to last longer. That's why this stuff like Action Comics #1, even though they might have printed in the millions, I think maybe I might be wrong on this, but they might have had a print run on Action Comics #1 of like 800,000. But there's only like about 100 left in existence. So yeah, there was some wartime recycling and just lost over time.
Rex Shadow's internet went kaput.
Okay. Yeah. I wondered what happened to you when I came back. Dropped me off. Dropped out on me. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for coming on, Shadow.
Well, and thanks for answering my question, because I was looking at, I did buy the Rocketeer #1 that just came out.
Magazine format or comic?
Comic format, but the variant cover, and I felt the paper, and that made me go back and pull out other ones, and I'm like, I wonder how long this one's gonna last. And then I was like, I need to learn about different paper types and how long they last, and the ink, because I want to know how long they're gonna last.
Oh, that's cool. Check the Chuck Shack on YouTube. Lots of classic cartoons. I love classic cartoons. I never watched like that Boomerang channel or whatever it was. I did watch the first few years of Cartoon Network. I think the action figures were, let's see, had some of the action figures from the 70s my parents got me. Not sure if they were Mego or another. Probably Mego, especially if they had like cloth. Like this is a newer Mego right here. Tart. The Creature from the Black Lagoon. And the face and down here on his upper chest is plastic. His hands and feet are plastic, but that's just like cloth over an action figure printed. And
Yeah,
that's the way Mego would do. Their costumes would be cloth.
That's cool. That figure's cool right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's got the great graphics from the movie.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, one of the best creature designs of all time, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it even had little suction cup things. I don't know if it'll focus here, but
I see it. Yeah.
In the palms of his hand, little dents.
Yeah, and even the Mego figures that are loose are expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The classic ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to show the rest of this box because I'm about done with it. Mighty Avengers, Big Fun, Color, Saving the World. Yeah. I was a big Avengers fan. George Perez got me into the Avengers early on in collecting. Another Spidey book.
Nice.
Stick with me. I mean, just cheap dollar coloring and activity books. Not necessarily all coloring, but some activities. And I know, Marvel in the 70s had like the Big Fun book or whatever, activity type fun book, and I'd work the puzzles in them. I know you weren't supposed to do that, but I couldn't resist. And like they would like have half of Spidey's face over here and then a blank here, and you fill in the blanks. So it kind of taught you how to draw.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of mirror and see what they did. Shouldn't have drank that orange juice. Got my hand sticky. Here's Transformers. Bumblebee, I guess.
Wow, that's nice. I've never seen that before.
Occasionally, I'll have a few things that maybe you haven't seen. Just saying.
I would say a lot of stuff you have.
I know Vic said you collect things I wouldn't even consider about collecting. Well,
no, you know what I like about you is you've got variety. Oh wow, you've got a variety of stuff. That's a cool cover. It's classic looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the classic Thor, and that's his hammer in the foreground.
Yeah, see that.
Bring the thunder. That's kind of unique, to picture
it is.
I mean, and not all of it, just like the top, and then you can see the bottom of the hilt there. That's kind of unique, laying on a table.
Yeah, I see that. That's classic.
Asgard in the background. And I put that back here about 20 feet. You can still know what that is.
Yep, I see it from there now.
Oversized. If you put this on a comic cover and put it back 20 feet, you'll know what it is.
I would frame that.
It's nice, isn't it? I mean, for a buck, for a $1.
Yeah, man.
And this that. It's like a Marvel team or Marvel Tales, or now I've got the camera out of focus. Marvel Tales, or there we go. Or some reprint. Okay, it's a reprint book, but it might have an original Marshall Rogers, Todd McFarlane, Steve Ditko cover on it.
Yeah.
Exclusive to that reprint. And it's the same thing with this. This is probably the only artwork this has been put on, used for, so if you want this piece, you have to get this book. And for $1, No brainer, brother.
You know, I love all the different stuff you have because I know that I can watch your shows for the next 100 years and never see the same thing twice.
Yeah.
That's cool comic looking.
It's cool comic looking. See, it's different than the other one in style, but not, and they're both nice nonetheless, but for two different reasons, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, this has more of an animated comic book style since it's all colored.
But
I mean, I'd want to see that on TV, actually. You know?
Yeah, and he still looks classic.
And they could still do this, you know. Marvel, if they really wanted to create excitement, bring back Saturday morning TV somewhere. I mean, you know, during some time slot. I bet you could put it at like 3 a.m., you know, at some crap time, and people would watch it, you know.
Yes.
You'd have a certain sect of people worldwide that would watch it, because these characters, since the Marvel movies have come out, are worldwide now. If people didn't know about them, now they do, due to the movies. And I've got one last one here to show. And I loved this cartoon when it was out. Sadly, I've not seen all of them, and I don't have all of them collected, but Superhero Squad.
Oh my God. Wow.
Did you ever watch the Superhero Squad?
Yes. Oh my God. Look at that cover. That's
cool. Look at the air. They're in a hovercraft. I just watched the Pierce Brosnan early this morning. And that's the one where they're going over the landmines with hovercraft in James Bond movie, you know.
Yeah.
That to get over the ninth parallel there in Korea, they created these big attack hovercraft to go over the landmines that the Americans have put down to stop them in case they want to ever invade, you know.
Yeah, you got some cool stuff. Like I said, could probably go 100 years and never see the same thing twice.
Well, I don't know about 100.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
The other day, you know, if I showed only comics, within less than a year, I will have shown all my comics.
Oh wow, but that's still.
And I've got 30,000. I've got guesstimated about 30,000. But if you take a box a day, like I do, and do 2-hour show, and you know, to go through a short box, it takes you about 2 hours if you talk about it and stuff. And so, almost having guests on and talking about comics and eating up some of the time actually helps extend this show, because after a while, even I'm going to run out of stuff.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe you. I was thinking about having, you know, I don't stream a lot, but I was thinking about having people come on and, you know, we'll pick an IP and, you know, everybody show what they got and talk about it. You know, that would be fun.
The thing with me though is finding it. I'm just saying. As you know, my comic book boxes are like I photographed them, and you might have Spider-Man 2099, you might have Fantastic Four, you might have DC Comics Presents, you might have Charlton's, all mixed together. It's not like I have them, you know. Now I can go into different files and go, okay, you know, and I might have like a War box or a Fantastic Four box, or, you know, but I don't have them per se in any type of order. Okay. I mean, they're slightly in order, but they're more mixed up than anything.
I must be OCD because mine are in numerical order.
At one time, I did have them in alphabetical order, but keeping them, that's been many years, and that was my first collection. It burned up, so.
Yeah, I remember that. That's sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was preventable, you know, like so many things in the world today. It's preventable, you know. The guy did it on purpose. That's different than an accident.
Oh, well, I hope he got his karma.
Yeah, well, yeah, he'll eventually get his, you know.
Yeah, karma.
I'm a believer. You don't get away with anything.
Yeah, you know? It comes back around.
If I hurt you as a person, I believe I hurt myself worse.
Yeah.
In the long run. Yeah. You just don't get away with doing bad things. You just don't.
No. I mean,
No.
everybody thinks people do.
Yeah.
But in some other form or way, ironically, it comes around.
Yeah.
But well, I'm gonna let you go because my phone is about to die. I love your show. Everybody in the chat,
Thank you. That's such a big encouragement.
Send out his link. He's he's very unique, and you all know it, and support his projects. And thank you so much. This was fun for me, and thank you for having me on your show, Rex.
Thank you, Gap, for getting to meet you in person for the very first time.
Yeah, definitely. This was fun. So have a good week, and I
Okay,
will.
you too.
And I always watch your show. So,
well, thank you.
You know,
yeah,
yeah,
and come back anytime.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good one. And so here we are, almost at the 2-hour mark. Not quite. My counter says 3 people, but are they really? I don't know. And I might be one of those persons. I can't remember. So anyway, I guess we'll wrap it up today. Went through a great box of just mixture of coloring books, magazines, showed some of the original art, Lego, just interesting stuff. Sundays are kind of busy for me because I'm doing 2 shows, the show offs and then this one. But it's always fun. And I'll play the trailer one more time just because I can. But I have to set it up first. So, yeah, I mean, he did such a great job. I'm proud of it. It is lengthy, but, I'm going to show the lengthy version at the end and a shorter version at the first. So I'll probably have him pay him extra to work on that. But, yeah, let's watch this a moment. And as always, keep collecting. Bye.